What is going on, guys? It's Scott and Kyle back here with the Never Hedge podcast. This one is another DraftKings special for UFC Austin this weekend. Yep. We had UFC Singapore last weekend, which did not go well. I blame Singapore. I blame the 7 a.m. start time.
We lost 9 units. Could have been much worse.
Yeah.
If that Pasquale decision goes our way, which I thought she won, we would have been up 3 units. And then if Glover wins by TKO, which he should have done, that would have been another 11 units. So that would have been another massive day with just those 2 things alone.
Right.
So the reads were still there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there were some questionable things going on that card. Fucking Danab Batgarel just got away with an absolute bomb of a knee to the head of fucking Kang while he's all fours up on the on the mat, and they're just like, fucking play it. Play it, Kang, you bitch.
Yeah, the card, it was awesome. The whole card was awesome.
It was a great card.
Take away from it at all. There was the main event is what it is. I mean, it looked sketchy to me, but
it's a little sketchy.
It was a little sketchy, but hey, I'm gonna suspend belief here, like we're watching theater, and I'm all in. So
yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
fuck it.
I buy in regardless of what actually happened. So it's irrelevant.
Yeah. All right, you want to pop over to your screen and we can go through
I'll go ahead and share
the DKs for this week. This is a pretty decent card. We have Cowboy and Lauzon as the co-main.
It's a very good card, non-pay-per-view card.
Yeah. See Cowboys in a Daily Wire movie?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Cowboy these days.
He's making fucking conservative films.
All right, so we go over to DraftKings. It's a big slate. We're going to change the format slightly. We're going to go over each range. So we're going to start with the 9K range and who we like in this range. We're not going to go over every single fighter individually. That's what my tape study notes are for. And if you subscribe to our Substack, you already got those. So, Scotty, who are you liking in the 9Ks?
I am actually not picking anyone from the 9Ks, but if I had to go with one guy, I'd probably pick Cody Stamann because Eddie Wineland is completely washed up.
He is washed. Cody Stamann has pillow fists.
That's very true, but he does throw a lot, and he's a good grappler.
Yeah. I think the Yanez Kelley fight is one. Yanez Kelley fight is one to target. Yanez throws a ton of strikes, could get a knockout. Obviously, the other end, we'll talk about Kelley later. But my 9K fighter is Ricardo Ramos. I like this kid a lot. He's good at everything. He just has a questionable chin. But against Takugov, he showed that maybe his chin's not as bad as we thought. Landed 8 takedowns against Billy Algeo. The kid's good everywhere, and I think he wins this fight. I think he gets a finish. This will be my 9K fighter that I'm rolling with. And then Gabriel DePaula versus Oliveira. DePaula very well may score. She also may lose. These women's fights this week are sketchy.
Yeah, I'm definitely dog or pass on Silva. Especially at, what is fucking Jasudavicius? Minus 240?
I like her more than I like DePaula this week. She beat the shit out of Kay Hansen, but I guess maybe that's not too impressive. But yeah, I think I'm staying away from the women's this week. You might need one in DraftKings, so just maybe a little sprinkle. And then Phil Hawes is the last one. I'm not sure he wins this week.
Phil Hawes. No. What is the fucking line at? Phil minus 270?
Yeah.
For blonde Phil?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
We broke this fight down
a
couple months ago, and we were on Win, and I'm on Win again. So
yeah.
The only difference is last time nobody was on Win with us. This time everybody is, and nothing has changed. So I don't know what that is. So
people are crazy.
Yeah. So we'll move on to the 8Ks. I'm assuming you're hammering the 8s if you had no one in the 9s.
Yeah, I love the 8s. Scotty? I love the 8s. I like, let's see, Holland, Kattar, Dockhouse, and not Cerrone.
With Holland.
Yeah.
He's electric.
He's electric.
Yeah, he's electric.
He's pretty fucking good at 170.
He is, and I think it was the right move. He was kind of thrown to the wolves. Like, look at the people he fought early on, like Brunson and Vettori. He just wasn't not ready for that.
No.
Dawkins, the Vettori, no contest.
I think Vettori took him down like 100 times.
Yeah, he did. And he just did not know what to do.
He's like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Poor Kevin Holland in that fight. He literally didn't know what to do.
I'm getting the fuck out of this weight class.
And then he got lucky to get a no contest against Dawkins because he lost that fight.
Yeah.
And then Oliveira, that first round was close. Then he came out in the second and showed, hey, his power does translate at 170.
Yes.
Tim Means is an interesting matchup. I could see the fight going a few different ways, but I keep circling back. Every time I think, oh, yeah, Means maybe looks good, I keep circling back to Kevin Holland eventually gets a knockout. Maybe he doesn't look like the big favorite early, but I think he does knock out Means eventually.
Mm.
Then, yeah, your boy Calvin Kattar. He's a DraftKings beast. Look at the significant strikes.
Central Mass guys are tough.
Yeah, they're very tough.
Yeah.
He beat the shit out of your other boy, Giga.
I know. He made Giga look so bad.
He did. He really did. And it's amazing that he landed 133 strikes against Max Holloway because Max Holloway made him look really, really bad.
Yeah. How many strikes did Max Holloway land against him? 250?
Yeah, it was.
Something like it. Is that the one where he set the record for like most strikes in history?
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, Calvin Kattar. I agree with you. I'll be having a lot of Kattar this week, and then Dawkins. I love Dawkins. He's one of my favorite plays on the card. I think Delize is a little bit of a fraud.
I do too.
Yeah. The striking of Dawkins is going to find that jab is going to find a home against Delize. And on the ground, Dawkins is scrambly and he's got his submission, so I'm not too worried on the ground either.
My favorite thing about Dawkins is he has, I think, exactly the same amount of muscle mass as his brother. He's just fucking 50 pounds lighter.
That's true. I actually think Kyle Dawkins is the better Dawkins.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
And fucking, dude, you just look at the two of them side by side, and it's just they have the same upper body, and then Dawkins just has this saggy, Chris just has this saggy pooch belly.
Yeah. I like Kyle Dawkins
fighting at fucking heavyweight.
Other guys in the 8s that I do like, because I'm with you, the 8s are loaded. I like Duraev. I think he'll go a little bit under-owned because people are liking Buckley this week and saying that Duraev's a little bit of a fraud. I don't think he is. People are forgetting that when this guy gets you on the ground, he like knifes through you.
Yeah.
He's a problem on the ground. He's going to be a problem for Buckley. Gregory Rodriguez against Julian Marquez. I don't think Marquez is good. I think Rodriguez gets a knockout in that fight. And then another guy that people are sleeping on, Damir Ismagulov. People just don't like him because he doesn't have power. and he looks like that.
Yeah. Yes.
But
that is a factor.
This guy's wrestling.
Go up to his nickname. Kazakh.
Yeah, Kazakh. This guy's wrestling is a problem for anybody, and on top of it, he throws an excellent jab, and he just nonstop walks you down. I think that's going to give Kutateladze some problems. And then to round out the eights, I really, really like Jeremiah Wells against Court McGee. I've faded Court McGee too many times to not fade him again. I'm like 50-50 when I bet Court McGee. I don't always lose. I think he gets starched by Jeremiah Wells.
I could very much see that.
Yeah.
Very much.
And a caveat for DraftKings. If you don't agree with me and you like Court McGee,
take him.
No, I don't think he scores high. I don't think he scores high in a win.
That's true too. You got to go.
It'll be like a grinding up against the cage kind of win.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's going to be 14 winners and 14 losers. Not only do you have to pick a fucking winner on your team, you got to get the highest scoring winner. So,
right.
Like, who's going to throw the most strikes? And it's not going to be Court McGee, and it's not going to be Cowboy Cerrone.
Unless Cowboy knocks out Lauzon, which I don't think is going to happen, because I'm on Lauzon. I think Lauzon knocks out Cowboy and sends him packing. What do you think?
Sends him back to his trailer. It's the fucking studio.
Yeah, I think Lauzon retires Cerrone, gets it done.
I think they should probably both retire.
That's probably true. But yeah, in the sevens, the 7 range is interesting because I don't love the top of the range besides Lauzon. I think Kutateladze will be popular.
He is very popular on Twitter.
Yeah, also people like Julian Marquez. He's another Twitter popular guy. And Joaquin Buckley. So
yeah,
I think they'll get ownership with those 3. I don't like the leads. Then there's Josh Emmett. You think our boy Emmett has any chance against Calvin Kattar?
So that's a tough one. I think he's got a chance. But that Dan Ige win does not look quite as good after Ige lost yet again 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
His strength of schedule is not nearly as good as Kattar's.
No, it's not.
And if you look at like Kattar's last 2 losses, it's fucking Zabit and who the fuck else? Oh, I have
Holloway,
yeah.
And Holloway, Zabit just retired. Yeah. Enjoy retirement, Zabit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kattar wins this fight. I just like Josh Emmett. I like to root for him.
I'm with you too. My first thought was take Emmett, and then I was like, oh, I'm being a fucking moron.
Right.
That's not smart.
Tim Means is a guy I will have small stock in, because my only reasoning is Holland's record is a little fraudulent. Nobody's bringing this up, but if you look at his wins, I'm not saying his losses, his wins, he beat Jacare Souza, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was getting beat in that fight. He got taken down. Yeah. Jacare was looking good, and he hits Jacare with strikes from the bottom, and it knocks Jacare out.
Yep.
Then he goes on to fight Brunson and Vettori, gets manhandled by both of them. Fights Dawkins. He's losing that fight, gets finished. They call it a no contest for an illegal strike or something like that.
I think he was losing that. A clash of heads, if I remember correctly.
You're correct. Clash of heads. He was losing that fight regardless.
Yeah,
that was not going his way. And then he comes out and fights an old Cowboy Oliveira, who's very middling. So I don't know if he's proven, and he's coming out against a guy in Tim Means who definitely is proven. Been around literally forever.
Yeah.
The only problem with Means nowadays is his cardio is not what it used to be. But he's still getting wins. He's on a 3-fight winning streak right now. He threw 128 strikes against Perry. There's nasty elbows. He's going to be willing to stand and trade, and expect some inside trips from the Dirty Bird. He's going to be striking. He's going to lure Holland in, and he's going to trip him to the ground. I expect that to happen at least 3 times in the first round.
Look at that headshot. His nickname could only be Dirty Bird.
Right.
Looking like that. So like you're just a fucking dirty bird.
So I will have some Means in this contest. Darren Nguyen, he's obviously got the takedown angle. He can score you a lot of points with takedowns. He landed 12 against Arroyo in his last fight.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, he's Daniel Cormier's boy.
Yeah.
So takedown edge. The women, like we were saying, it's like 50-50 that they might score highly, both ends. So I think you want to sprinkle. I don't know about you, but I won't be having any Danny Chavez or Wineland. Tony Kelley is the only other person I want to talk about because he made Randy Costa look bad in his last fight.
Yes.
And that was impressive. That was really impressive. He should have a wrestling edge against Yanez. I'll have a little bit, but I do warn you, I think Yanez wins. I think Yanez really is that guy. I think Yanez is a legit prospect.
Yeah. Yeah, I do as well.
So, Scott, were you able to make any lineups?
Yes. So I have almost...
Want me to throw it together while you're doing it? Here.
Yeah, I'll give you...
Yeah, tell me who you got.
Yeah, I'll do it audible. So I have all 8Ks and 1-7. I have most expensive is Kevin Holland, and
All
then
right.
Calvin Kattar, Kyle Dawkins, Gregory Rodriguez. I think fucking Julian Marquez stinks. Fuck Twitter. Jeremiah Wells at 8,000, and then Natalia Silva, and I have $0 left over.
That's a good lineup.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. And what you could do to like differentiate if you wanted to go with like a stock lineup like this, you can, plug and play with some of these other 8K guys we talked about, and then plug and play with some of the other people down below. We'll make a lineup real quick. We'll do a tournament lineup. And we'll start at the bottom. Sometimes it's easier to start down below
with the cheapies.
So for a tournament, Darren Nguyen is going to be maybe the most popular guy in the 7s. To differentiate yourself, you might want to try to avoid Darren Nguyen. It's difficult to do because he has a good win equity. But for the sake of being different, let's try to take Tim Means. We'll start with Means, and we'll do a Means and Oliveira. Because DePaula, she's not proven. She could easily lose. And then we scroll up. We'll go Jeremiah Wells, because I think he gets you a knockout.
Yeah.
And then that leaves us 92 remaining, which is excellent.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we could go to the top. I think people pass on Cody Stamann this week.
Yeah.
Because they're going to want to get to Yanez.
He's got Cody Stamann does have pillow fist too.
Yeah, so we'll go Cody Stamann.
So like look at his fantasy points per fight, and it's low for, but he's also had like if you go down to his record, he's had 3 losses in a row.
And so look who this guy has fought. UFC hates this guy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're trying to repair their relationship with this fight. They're like, oh, sorry for the last fucking 3.
Right.
So that definitely has something to do with his fantasy points per fight stats.
Yeah.
Because he's just getting shit kicked.
Yeah, and then we'll go with Ramos. We'll go Ricardo Ramos.
And then Kattar or Holland.
Let's go with Calvin Kattar because I think he could score the most on the slate.
Yes.
And that's a team that I'm not sure many people have.
And that's one that's going to score a ton of points.
Yeah. Now let's go for a safer team. We'll probably take your approach and start in the 8s.
Yeah. I did get a little greedy with the 8s. I just was like supermarket sweep. Just liked all of them.
Yeah. I think for cash, I think Kattar is safe.
Yeah.
He's going to score you. He'll probably score you 50 points at a loss. So I think he's very safe. I think you're right about Marquez sucking.
Yeah.
So I like Gregory Rodriguez. I think he's relatively safe.
And his last fight against Armen Petrosyan was, I mean, he lost a split decision, but
it was a good fight. And
it was
Gregory Rodriguez. Yeah, he proved he could stand and strike with a legit striker.
Yeah. I believe we were on Armen that fight.
We were. We won. Yeah, we won that one. I don't. Who else do you like for a cash lineup? Who do you think is safe?
Donald Cerrone. No, just kidding. Dawkins.
Dawkins.
All right. Dawkins fucking stinks.
Yeah, I think he does too. That leaves us with 8K remaining. Now for a cash, we will go Darren Nguyen.
Yeah.
He's a perfect cash player. That leaves us 84 remaining. We could go somebody like Jeremiah Wells. I know we just used him, but I think he's pretty safe as well. I don't see McGee finishing Wells. And then that leaves us with either Duraev or Ismagulov. And I think Duraev's probably a little safer.
Yes.
That leaves us 200 remaining, and this is a cash lineup that I don't see how you don't cash on a 50-50 with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got to bounce back. We're still, the last 2 weeks, we're still up 10 units. So,
yeah, we're still crushing.
Oh, yeah. And since we've started, we're up around 50 units up. So,
pay-per-views in foreign countries at 7 a.m. start time. That's a crapshoot right there. We did our best.
Exactly. Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Pop in the Discord.
Substack,
Discord is blowing up.
Oh, yeah. The Discord's awesome. Discord's probably the best thing we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting our contest. We just had Thick Diaz came on as a guest. Won $20.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Do you have the wheel handy?
The wheel.
The prize wheel. I want to see it. I've heard about it.
Yeah, the handy dandy prize wheel.
Oh my heavens!
I had a thumbtack.
Were you just
in there.
holding? Okay.
No, I had a tack.
Just holding it with your fucking finger.
The tack has gone missing, but no, it's fun. It was working. Ever. It was a working wheel.
Can't ask for much more than that.
No.
On that is a good place to end.
Yeah. All right.
Later,
see you, Scott.
I'll see you tomorrow.